Hello and welcome to IRL F3 round 10, and we're at Canada. I am Sander Sorg and I will be your only commentator today. And as you can see, we have a wet quali, and we have Sylvain on pole so far ahead of his teammate Ivan. Then we have Michael Marlowe in third, but we will see if we can find anyone on a lap. Billy has invalidated. Cameron Rowlands looks like he might be on a lap, so we will stick on board with him then as he is coming through this chicane, heading down towards the hairpin. Let's see then, Cameron Rowlands towards the wall of championship again, looking a little bit slidey there. However, coming towards the line, and it is a 2/10 improvement for him. And shall we see? Let's see. Billy should be on a lap, heading right into the pit, so he is not on a lap anymore. What about Enzo? Seems to not be pushing. Michael Marlowe seems to be on the lap, so we will follow him as he's looking a little bit shaky through that chicane. As Ivan has just gone pole, a 10th ahead of his teammate with a 122 flat. Now Michael going through the hairpin, looking very shaky on the exit. Might have dropped some time there, however he is sitting in third place so far, while his teammate is struggling a little bit more, sitting down in 13th without a lap so far. Michael going through the final chicane and towards the line. It will be a 121.9, and look at that, half a tenth ahead of Ivan to take provisional pole. In the meantime, we can see that the racing point of Ermin is on a lap as well, heading down towards the hairpin already. And excuse me, as he is almost a 10th up on his lap. However, that's not going to gain him any positions unless he can find any improvement down this straight or through the final chicane. Ermin heading into the wall of champions, and will it be a good one? Looking quite cautious, however, manages to get some speed through there, and it will be a 122 flat. And excuse me, but that is the exact same time as Ivan Kingsley, and we can see that William Barnes has improved at some point as well, and is right behind these two. Grayson has invalidated, Enzo has invalidated, Tyler Thomas is on a lap, it seems like, so we'll follow him as he's 5 tenths up in the first sector. So that's a good start to his lap then. Now heading on to this back straight and in towards the, I believe this is the third chicane on the track. Now down towards the hairpin and the end of sector 2, and still 5 tenths up on his lap, so hasn't found any more time in the middle sector. However, looking out of the hairpin, looking fairly steady there. Could have been a good exit as we can see him heading down the long straight to the wall of champions chicane, as Ermin has just gone with a 2 with a as Tyler goes into the pit, as Ermin, as I was gonna try to say, has improved and has set provisional pole with a 1:21.7. We can see that Billy Mossum is out on the intermediates, testing out the track if it's time, and I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look like it's time for Inters yet. It's still looking like it's pouring down pretty heavily, but we'll see about his lap time as he goes through the wall of champion chicane. Looking a little understeery, under braking, and it's not gonna be an improvement. And we will have a look at Ross Denholm, one of the drivers fighting for the championship against Ivan Kingsley, who has been dominant so far this season. However, Ross has had his races. And today, let's see then through this third chicane down towards the hairpin. He hasn't set a lap yet, so it's going to be crucial for him to at least set this lap. As we can see him going out of the hairpin, we can also see a Williams right behind him. That could be Craig Woolley or Tom Spicer. Ross Denholm now in towards the wall of champion chicane. Chicane that you really gotta take a lot of that curb in the first corner, and looks like he's tapping the wall. However, he's gonna get away with it, and it's gonna be a 1:21.5 to take provisional pole, and I'm sure he's gonna go on for a second lap. But we're gonna have a look at Silva first, as he's in the second sector, heading down towards the hairpin. Had provisional pole earlier, but has fallen a little bit behind. However, he's 5 tenths up on his lap, and if he can find a little bit of improvement in this final sector, he could put himself back in that pole position. As we can see him now heading down towards the wall of champions chicane. And is it gonna be a good one? Looks like he's getting a lot of speed through there now. Up towards the line. It's gonna be a 1:21.4, and it is provisional pole for Silva. And now let's see, Tom Spicer will be the next one to get up to the line, unless Michael Marlowe might actually be, but let's see, there's been nobody improving that has crossed the finish line, so we're gonna stick with Tom Spicer here. As the drivers don't have more time left now, and Tom Spicer through the wall of champion chicane, up towards the line. It's going to be a 1:22.23 flat, and it's still in 11th place. What about Grayson? Grayson has invalidated. Ivan has invalidated, and he will start a little further down the grid than he would want to. Craig Woolley will be next, coming towards the line. After him, I'm a little unsure. I think it will be the Haas driver. But let's see, Craig Woolley towards the line. It's going to be a 1:23.8. Now let's see, Tyler Thomas, he's not on a lap. Michael Marlowe seems to be on a lap. He is indeed, as Silva has improved again with a 120.8. Really setting the pace there now for everyone. But Michael Marlowe towards the line, it's going to be a 121.6, and it is a 3/10 improvement, but it doesn't move him up any positions as he's 3 thousandths behind Ermin. And Ermin is not on the lap, which means there will be nobody improving, and that means we have Silva on pole position ahead of Ross Denholm, then Ermin and Michael. As we can see here, it is Silva Vessier in pole position with a 120.8 before we have Ross Denholm in second, Ermin in third, then we have Michael Marlowe in fourth before we have the championship leader Ivan Kingsley in fifth, and William Barnes in sixth, Grayson in seventh, Cameron in eighth, Max Kemp in ninth, Enzo in 10th, and outside the top 10 we have Tom Spicer, Tyler Thomas, Craig Woolley, Chris Ryan, Luke Baker, then I believe it was Jessica Harrison before we have surprisingly Matt Romano as both Billy and Arvind, I believe. Gotta excuse me about these names sometimes. At least they both managed to disqualify themselves, meaning they are starting dead last. It is a sunny race though. I do not have any information if it's gonna end up being any rain in the race. And while the drivers are making themselves ready, there I can mention the strategies. It's not that difficult if you're starting. Well, actually, with it being a wet quali, I do believe most people should be starting on hards. There is, however, only 2 drivers starting on hards. So we will run down the grid. We can see that the pole sitter Silvas, he's starting on the soft tire, which could be a good idea to keep that lead and not be as much under pressure. Then we have Ross Denholm in second, opting for the medium tires, before we have Ermin taking a set of softs, then Michael Marlowe with a set of mediums, before we have Ivan, William, Stephen, Cameron on softs, and Max Kemp on the medium tires, Enzo on the softs, then Tom Spicer and Tyler Thomas both on mediums, before we have Chris Ryan on soft tires. Then we have Luke Baker and Jessica Harrison both on mediums, Matt Romano and Arvind on the hard tires, before Billy Mossam and Craig Woolley are starting on the mediums. So a bit of a mixed up grid when it comes to the tires now. But that obviously is going to make it interesting, as we're going to have Ermin attacking Ross on his softer tires at the start. We're going to have Ivan, William, Grayson and Cameron all attacking Michael on his mediums, and then there is going to be Enzo and Chris Ryan further down also trying to attack people with their softer tires. As we can see, Silva, he's played the second fiddle kind of this season for Ivan. Ivan being the championship leader, looking like the better driver all throughout the season. But Silva has had his good races, as we can see that the drivers are lined up on the grid and we're just waiting on the start lights. And there we have 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go, and it looks like a decent start for Silva. However, Ermin seems to have had a better start than Ross Denholm and has passed him into turn 1. We can also see that the delta is very messed up at the moment, so it's quite difficult to actually see who is where here. But it looks like Ivan has managed to battle himself up into third at this point. However, he's being put under pressure from, okay, maybe not. It is very difficult to see here. But we can see that Ross has lost his second. Michael is under pressure from the Renault of William Barnes and Grayson right behind him. And we can also see that Ivan is battling with Grayson in the background. We can also see that that Cameron is going down the inside on Grayson into the hairpin and goes right past onto the start finish, well, the back straight. I'm not completely sure what to call this actually. But Ermin though, right on the back of Silva. Ermin looking like he's getting quite a decent exit out of the wall of champion chicane. Ermin's gonna go for it on the inside into turn 1 to take the lead away from the Ferrari driver of Silva. In the background we can see that Ross and Michael are trying to dearly hold on to those two soft runners, while Ivan is trying to find some space to get past these cars ahead of him. Especially he knows that there is 2 Alpha Tauris up ahead on the harder tire, and he knows it's going to be crucial to try and get past there. But let's see, Billy Mossum on Tom Spicer into the chicane. Tom Spicer sees that he goes too deep, he takes the escape road. He has been passed by Billy from it. We can see that it is a predicted 2-stop for absolutely everyone. Maybe the 2 hard runners can go for 1 stop, same with all the medium runners. And we can see Craig Woolley going side by side with Luke Baker down towards the wall of champions chicane. Who is gonna get ahead? Looks like Luke has gone ahead and will take that P16 for now. In the meantime, look at Ermin in the lead. He seems determined. He has pulled out a 9/10 gap on Silva, and behind Silva we can see that there is a second gap to Ross Denholm. And Ermin is putting himself in a good position for a race win today. As we can see that Ivan is starting to get a little bit closer to William. And William might have managed to lose DRS on the car ahead, and this could be Ivan's possibility down the long straight after this hairpin. We can see that Ivan is right on the back of William here. All he needs is a decent exit, and he should have this position as they're going down the long straight now. Ivan catching quickly. However, he's used a lot of his overtake already on these first starting laps. He's not going to get past. He's going to dive it for the inside, and he's going to end up right into the pit actually. And this is an interesting turn of events. I'm not too sure. I'm not completely sure if he was planning on going into the pit there, or if it just kind of happened in the end. But nonetheless, we have Max Kemp on the back of Billy Mossum. Billy, he started all the way down in 18th, I believe. So he's made up a lot of positions so far. In the meantime, no. Ivan, he's dipped in for a set of medium tires, which means he's going to be pulling a 2-stop here. He's going to go on to a fresh set of mediums later in the race as well. And I think maybe as he ended up in the pits there, that he realized that clean air could be a good idea to, if he is quicker than the people ahead of him, to get that clean air, do the undercut, because most of these soft runners should be heading into the pit in not too many laps. Nonetheless, we have Ross Denholm on Silva into turn 1. Ross doesn't really manage to get that inside line. He's ending up staying behind Silva. As we're heading towards the end of sector 1 on lap 5, Silva is under an immense amount of pressure from Ross Denholm and Michael Marlowe behind the two of them as well. However, down this back straight, Ross will not be close enough here. However, he has saved a massive amount of ERS though, and heading on to the long straight, he will have ERS to fight Silva with. However, Silva, he has used a lot more, so he should be able to defend this time around with a good exit, which he seems to not really get, as we can see that Ross is gaining on him, quickly going down this straight now, and with DRS this should be an opportunity for Ross to make a move. However, he's going to stick behind, and he's probably going to try to go for it into turn 1. As we can see, Ross Denholm still gaining, and now not using ERS this time either, waiting patiently to get past Silva here. In the meantime, we can see that Michael Marlowe has dropped out of DRS range on these guys. Heading on to this back straight. Ooh, as the championship leader, Ivan has already picked up a penalty, and that is early. However, he's made a move as well though. I believe, I'm a little unsure actually, might have been Matt moving over for him. Matt, who for that matter we can give a little shout out to, still doing his 24-hour charity stream for breast cancer. Make sure to check out his Twitch channel if you haven't done that yet. CT Ice Demon 20. He is still going strong. I believe he is on his 23rd hour, give or take, right now. So it's been a long charge up to this race, but back to the race and back to Ross, trying to find a pass way past Silva here. However, I'm not completely sure if seems like Ross might not be confident he is that much quicker than Silva if he passes him. So he looks like he might be opting to just stick behind him for now and save his ERS. However, he's starting to get real close onto the straights now though. And we can see Stephen Grayson there making the move around the outside into the chicane on his teammate William Barnes. But let's see. Silva, Ross Denholm onto the long straight. Will Ross make the move this time, or will he be stuck behind Silva another lap? He's closing, but he's gonna have a difficult time actually getting past. As you can see, he's not getting past before the wall of champion chicane. But with a good run through there, he should get the inside line to take the position into turn 1 as Ross Denholm. But look at that though, Silva outbraking himself, trying to fight that position. He's gonna manage to fight that position as well. Went very deep on the outside though, but he barely managed to stay on track, and he's managed to stay ahead of Ross somehow, to hold up Ross a little bit more. But now though, Ross getting very close to Silva going into this third chicane here. And down towards the hairpin, we can see that Ross is right on Silva's rear here. However, a move into that hairpin can sometimes be a little bit of a drastic one. But he should have Silva going down this long straight to the wall of championship game. We can see that Ross has already gotten past and is back up into P2. As we see that Silva is also dipping right into the pit, and Michael Marlowe into the wall, in the wall of champion chicane, as he loses it on the exit, and that is not great for Michael. And let's see, do we have Chris Ryan right on the back of Luke Baker. However, I do believe it was the other way around earlier. What about William Barnes? Out on fresh medium tires, catching on Ivan Kingsley here. The championship leader not looking like this is his best track, not looking like he's enjoying his time right now. You can see his back end stepping out a little there as well. However, somebody who looks like they are enjoying themselves at the moment is Ehrman in the lead. However, he will have to go on to a set of mediums soon, as those softs are really not in their prime condition anymore. We can see that Ehrman is diving into the pit at this moment, as then Ross will take the lead. But look at this then. William Barnes on the rear of Ivan Kingsley down this long straight. Will he make the move going into the wall of champion chicane? William Barnes catching quickly, pulling out to the outside, but he gets past well and easy and takes P12 away from Ivan. As there is more people in the pit, and look at this, William on Craig Woolley there. Didn't even see that one coming, but he took it into turn one and put a car in between himself and Ivan. Tom Spicer, one of the alternate strat runners, up in P4 at the moment now, but look at Ehrman though. He's come out in third place. He does not have a lot of traffic. He has one car in Billy Mossam ahead of him. That, hopefully for Ehrman's sake, he's gonna get past him fairly easily. As we can see that Ehrman is catching down this long straight and having a much better line through the wall of champion chicane, and I think he should have Billy into turn one. As Ehrman, is he not he's going to dive for it on the inside. Billy manages to keep the position. If Ehrman just used a little bit more ERS there, he would have easily gotten past. But look at this though, he's going to pressure Billy as much as possible, making sure to not give Billy any breathing space. As they now will be heading on onto this back straight, and look at this. Ehrman just seems like he has so much more grip than Billy, and around the outside he's gonna make the move. Billy's gonna tuck into the slipstream and he's just gonna try to stick with Ehrman now. Ehrman, who's then gonna take up the chase on Ross Denholm to regain that lead. In the meantime, further down the field we have Max Kemp on the back of Craig Woolley in the Haas, as we're missing Jeremy Pope today, I believe. Yes, we are. Jeremy and his teammate, which I can't seem to remember the name of right now. Thomas McIver, that is. But let's see. Max Kemp then, the lone Haas today. Close to Craig Woolley, down this long straight. It looks like he's going to be able to pull this move off before the wall of championship game. He will. And we can see that Enzo in the background is also right on the back, and we can see that Michael Marlowe is in this train and he has a lot of traffic to deal with there. This is not going to be easy, as we can see that Enzo is defending against Michael. Michael, however, trying to find a way, but he's struggling, and we can see that Ehrman is now catching quickly on Ross. As Silva has past Tom Spicer for fourth, that is. But look at Enzo though, right on the back of Craig Woolley, and we have Michael Marlowe also right on the back of Enzo. down this back straight. Will Enzo go for the move on Craig here? Nah, he's not. He's gonna sit behind for now. He's gonna wait to get that DRS down the long straight. But look at this though, he's gonna be under pressure, and look at this, Michael Marlowe. He's gonna try to make that move down the inside. He makes it, however Enzo seems to have gotten a way better exit from the hairpin as they now go down this long straight. We have these three cars. Oh, as Craig William, Enzo has a tap and Craig touches the wall. But look at this though, Enzo down the inside on Michael Marlowe. There is a little contact there, however they both get through the corner. But this battle is far from over. You can see that Enzo is still keen on getting past Michael here, but Michael, I think he might be the quicker driver of these two at this point. I think it's going to be difficult for Enzo to get a chance like that again. Max Kemp, on the other hand, is right on the back of Jessica Harrison, and he fancies his chances down this straight as Jessica seems like she might have just pulled out and let him by. Jessica obviously on older mediums and should be thinking about pitting soon. We can see that now Michael Marlowe is the next one heading up towards Jessica here. And now down the long straight we're going to see Michael get an easy move done here. Michael not really going for it, is he? But he goes for it at the end of the straight and he takes that position away from Jess to move up into 11th place. As we also have Ivan battling with, or maybe we don't actually, a little bit confused, but Ivan though, under pressure from Max Kemp now. Max Kemp, I believe a debut driver, first race here in Canada, and what a track to do have your first race on. Something that is fair to mention as well, only 7 drivers who hasn't gotten a penalty yet. Everybody else has at least one. And there's team orders between the McLaren drivers further ahead. Luke letting Billy through. Obviously Billy on the fresh medium tires, Luke on his old mediums. But let's see here then. Max Kemp doesn't seem like he's getting close enough to Ivan down here. However, if he can nail this chicane, he could have a chance in towards the wall of champion chicane, as we can see that Michael Marlowe is also right on the back of these two now. Into turn 1 and 2, we can see that Michael is trying to take a different line to get a run on Max Kemp, and he almost gets it. In the meantime, Ermin now only 7 seconds almost behind Ross Stenholm. As we're watching this 3-car fight, and look at this, Max Kemp right down the inside into the chicane, and there is contact between him and Ivan has spun out. And he's reset the track, and that's gonna sting if anybody reports that. But let's see, where is it? It's Max Kemp. And it's Michael Marlowe fighting for this 7th place right now, and it looks like Michael is going to be able to get an easy move done before the wall of champions chicane. As we have Tom Spicer now right on the back of, and hello to you, Cameron. Tom Spicer around the outside there, as he gets past Enzo to take P9. As we can see that Ivan is in the pit, he's going to go over to the hards and go to the end from here. However, those hards are not great to be on, and it's going to be a painful 20 laps for Ivan. As we can see that Ermin is now only 6 seconds almost behind Ross Denholm. We can see that Silva behind him is also catching. However, there's a bit of a bigger gap between him and Ross. As that is just... Oh, but look at this though. Billy Mossum on William Barnes into turn 1. Billy is trying to find a way. He's tapped his rear and almost spun William around here. However, he stays behind and lets William continue with that position. However, that could mean Billy has managed to get himself wing damage, and it looks like he's missing a right hand side end plate there. And look at this, Stephen Grayson right on the back of Cameron Rowlands there on his set of hard tires, also going to the end from here then, same as Ivan, same as Craig Woolley. So there's surprisingly a couple of drivers opting for the one stop. But look at this though, Billy, will he have a chance down this straight? As he's catching, as we see that Ross is in the pit now, putting on a set of soft tires, which means he's going to do another stop in this race. As Billy is just not getting past William, and it probably doesn't help with that wing damage as well. What about Grayson on Cameron? Grayson not having the best run through the wall of Champion Chicane and doesn't really get a chance into turn 1. As this has been a surprisingly quiet Canada Grand Prix so far, no safety cars or anything. Well, you know, Cameron, you could join me for the second half of this race in comms. As you guys will just have to excuse me for a moment. As we see that it is a battle going on here, and it is Tyler Thomas, it is Grayson, and it is Cameron Rowlands as they go into towards turn 1. Tyler Thomas looking like he wants a position there, but however I don't think his tires is up for it. He's on 12 lap old mediums. We can see that Ross on his soft tires now is catching to Ermin and Silva. However, he does have a 9-second gap to catch on Ermin. As you guys will... And we are back, and we will be accompanied by Cameron Young in a few moments. As we can see that Ross Denholm has just now set the fastest lap of the race. Yes, you will have to excuse me for a small moment more, actually. Interesting. As we should be back for the rest of the race now. Let's see if we can hear Cameron.
Yeah, she should be able to hear me loud and clear.
Hopefully, and your mic is on share, I hope.
Yep, correct.
Good, good, good. Funnily, when you tried to join the party, I got kicked out of my party.
I thought it was a bit weird that you went there.
So that's PlayStation for you. However, I'll give you a short update on the race so far. As you can see, we have Ermin in the lead at the moment. He started in third. Sylvain started on pole, but dropped one position to Ermin at the start. Ross also started in second, but dropped two, opting to start on the mediums, while others started on softs. And right now, I've kind of lost a little who's net where, but the top three is the only one I'm fairly sure about.
Well, I think everyone has made a stop other than RB, so I think this should be the top. Well, all of these should be where they are.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone except for Grayson, Ivan, Arvind. No, but Arvind is on 20 laps old hearts, so don't worry about that. Craig Woolley, maybe Luke Baker, Cameron, and Tom Spicer is going to the end from here. Possibly.
Right.
As we see that Ross makes the move on Silva, and he's going to start to catch on Ermin for the lead. And with only 13 laps to go, and both of these three actually going to make another pit stop. Interesting to see who comes out on top in the end. Obviously Ross having the pace advantage at the moment. As that is not Ermin into the pit, that is Matt. And kind of entering a little bit of a quiet period at the moment, Cameron. As you can see, there isn't a lot of battles at the moment.
Yeah, I think, well, Luke is quite close to Hamrick, but I mean, other than that, I think this is the part where everyone starts to settle down a bit and trying to close up gaps between whoever's in front of them. Oh, actually, Luke's going to go for a move down the inside.
He is
on the grass a bit,
and it looks like he's going to be able to take that fairly easily, as Enzo is struggling on those 15-lap-old medium tires now. And as we can see for Luke, he has another victim just a second up the road in Max Kemp on those 18-lap-old mediums. Surely he's got a pit soon.
Yeah, I don't think those mediums are going to go too long. And to add insult to injury with Hamrick, he's just picked up wing damage, so expect to see him in the pits quite soon.
Unlucky for Enzo. However, Michael Marlowe, though, he's a driver who picked up wing damage earlier in the race. He was sitting comfortably in P3 for a long time, but he's now on the back of William, trying to get a move done here into the Wolf Championship chicane. And it looks like he's easily going to get that position. And up into P5.
Something to know on, Ermin had wing damage.
Oh.
So I don't know whether he picked it up on that last lap where he come in, but yeah, he picked the softs and for a new front wing. So, I mean,
that should be...
maybe this is... Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends a little. Ross's soft should have fallen off a little bit now, which means Ermin should be catching at this stage, but 11 laps left though to do on those softs. That's going to be a bit of a stretch for him.
Yeah, they're not going to feel great towards the end. Depends
I do believe he did 9 laps on the opening stint on his softs, so surely he should be able to do it, but it's not going to be fun towards the end of that stint.
No, maybe just once that undercut, so he knows. Maybe he had front wing damage from before, and maybe he's managed to keep the gap. So maybe he knows he's got the pace. He just needs to use it, and it looks like, well, I mean, the gap shows that Ross is keeping good right now, but I think Ehrman's going to start to close in quite a bit.
He should, in theory at least. As a small penalty update, we can see that there is only 5 drivers without penalties now. So I'm not completely sure who, but somebody has picked up a penalty during the last few laps. As we can see that Ehrman is pushing on those fresh... Ooh, as Chris is out, and he's gone out in the hairpin, it looks like. He's spun around, and you know that spot, don't you?
Oh, is that safety car? Well, yeah,
and that
of course
is...
I do. Oh, dude, that's
unlucky for Ehrman.
Yeah.
Talk about being shafted at the worst possible time. He's now... Ross is gonna get that free pit stop, and he should be getting out in the lead again then.
Yeah, that's a big shame for Ehrman. Unless... it depends. No, Ross is coming up now. I think it will be close, actually. Yeah, I think Ehrman's going to get ahead.
You're right, our Ehrman's tyre will be 2 laps older than Ross's, though.
Oh, it's going to be it's going to be a race at the pits. Oh, yeah, Ehrman... Well, thankfully for Ehrman, that safety car didn't hamper him too much. But yeah, like I said, 2 lap older tyres compared to Ross. It's not going to be great.
It's going to be doable at the first few laps, but it's going to be worse towards the end of the stint. However, with the field getting bunched up, he could hope to see Beves Silva fight Ross for second, and could see himself then getting a little bit of a gap. I think that's what he got to hope for at the moment. Except for that, he has shown great pace the whole race, so he's still in a good position, especially not having any penalties.
Yeah.
And there is actually 6 people without penalties.
Oh, a bit of an issue for Sylvain is Craig is in the middle of him and Ross.
Oh.
So unfortunately for Craig, he hasn't been able to get in front of the
and not just Craig.
2 leaders.
Craig and Matt is between him and Ross, so that is not great for Silva at all.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We'll have a quick look at the penalty situation, and we can see that top 2 obviously without penalties, but then Silva with a 3 second, and we have Michael with 6 seconds, Billy and Tom Spicer with 9 seconds each. Then Grayson in 7th there, looking pretty good right now with no penalties. Could be jumping a lot of positions on this. Then Max Kemp with a stunning 14 seconds. In my opinion, he kind of needs a few more, wouldn't you agree, Cameron?
The more penalties, the merrier.
Yeah, what was it we ended with yesterday? 26 and 18 or something?
20. I think we finished with 26 and 21. So, if you think you can beat us, come challenge us.
But continuing down the list, Max Kemp with his 14 seconds, Luke with 9, Enzo with 3, Cameron and Tyler Thomas both with 12 seconds, William and Ivan with 6 seconds. Ivan really struggling on this track today, and it's really giving Ross a chance to get back into the championship here. Then we have Jess with 11 seconds. Then we have Arvin, Matt, and Craig Woolley with 0 seconds, all of them. And ooh, that was almost in the wall for Ross there. That would have been embarrassing.
Especially on the safety car.
Yeah, I mean, talk about throwing away a podium. That would have been exactly that. As we can see that the safety car is still staying out, and well, actually mentioning that there's still a few cars needing to do their pit stops. But yeah, Matt pitting, meaning only one car between Silva and Ross now.
I think we are waiting for maybe Jess and Arby to catch up, because I think they're still on the lead lap.
Should be waiting on, well, Matt is caught up now. Should be Arvind and Jessica, yeah. And at this point it should only be Arvind we're waiting on now, as Jessica has just caught up. Arvind, who's fairly new to league racing, I've come to understand, so to race around Canada without any penalties, gotta give him for that. Fairly new to league racing, and does Canada and has 0 penalties by lap 28. You and me done league racing for years, ending up with 28 and 21 seconds.
Yeah, well, some people learn from the best, so maybe maybe Arthur will decide that he wants to take more risks and shaft the chicane.
However, the drivers are now getting ready for the safety car restart. We can see that the safety car is in the pit, so Ermin is allowed to go whenever he wants now. However, I do believe, and he's gone, and that was quite early in my opinion. I would have waited until after that chicane if I were him. However, he does get a good launch there though. However, Silva does not, and he's dropped out of a second on Ross already.
That's not what you would have wanted at all. And he looks like he's losing. Yeah, so these two at the front, I guess it's going to be a 2-horse race.
And the 5 second for ignoring yellow flag for Silva.
Yeah, I'm not getting any of this.
That's a penalty you see rarely. I don't think I've seen it. Well, I can't remember the last time I did see it, at least. However, we can see that the 2 drivers in the lead has pulled away from Silva and the rest of the field. In the meantime, Grayson, I believe, was 7th, so he's lost the position since the restart then. But obviously, sitting there with 0 penalties, he could be in for a very good result anyway.
Bit of contact between Tyler Thomas and Will. Will on the inside of Delta. Yeah, this is a good fight, this is, between these 3.
William against Ivan, who is going to come out on top. They're still side by side going into the Wolf Champion chicane. Ivan concedes the position, and that is Enzo out in the Wolf Champion chicane.
Another safety
car? And that's
car?
a virtual safety car this time. And that's the first victim we have in the Wolf Champion chicane today. Well, actually, technically second. Michael did spin there earlier and lost front wing, but he didn't crash out.
Yeah, he is right on the racing line.
Very unlucky for Enzo there, as we can see that he's left the session. He's probably not too happy with himself after that one.
No, could have got some good points today.
Now it's ending up with 0 points and a DNF. But let's see here then. Ermin seems like he might have been a little down in his delta there, but he gets a good launch out of the hairpin. However, look at Ross though. He's gotten a better exit, and he's closing down that gap, going down this straight. But he's not going to be close enough here. However, maybe into turn 1 with a good run through here, and that is not a good run. Oh, and I saw wing damage. Was that? That was Silva, I believe. He's lost the right-hand side end plate.
Yep. Bad to worse from Silva.
Look at that. This could be sending the AlphaTauris right back into the fight for the Constructors' Championship, with Ross and Michael being 2nd and 4th, and the Ferraris being 3rd and 12th.
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle for Silva to keep Michael behind. Oh, he's hit the wall again. More damage.
Oh, and I believe he's lost. There is no end plates on either side now, and this is going to make it difficult with a charging Michael behind him. As we can see them heading down towards the hairpin, as we'll have a quick look at Ross and Ermin. Is Ross going to have a look this time? He is pushing down this straight, using a lot of overtake, but he's not going to be close enough. Ermin, however, also used a lot of overtake so far, but he's going to stay ahead for now. And we can see that Silva is keeping Michael behind, and Michael has been overtaken by Billy Mossum out of that corner, and Billy looking very feisty there, trying to go for it on Silva.
That was excellent from Billy, just read the situation very well, and yeah, brilliant.
Brilliant indeed. And but is it just me though, or does Michael as well have front wing damage? No, he doesn't. Looked like he was missing an end. Oh, and that's a back end loss for Tom Spicer, promoting Max Kemp into 6th. And the safety car has really spiced it up now with battles going on everywhere. We can see especially this freeway battle for 3rd at the moment, led by Silva, but Billy and Michael both tightly behind him. What about the front two? Ross is not going to get past on this straight. And Michael has gotten past Billy again. And Ermin managing to stay ahead. Oh, as somebody is out, and that is Cameron. And
in the Wall of Champions.
It is indeed the exact same place as Enzo. However, there will be no safety car this time. Maybe a VSC, but it doesn't look like it. It's still yellows, but it's been cleaned up now. We can see that. Look at this fight for 3rd place. So many cars in that train, and everyone right on the back of. Oh, as Michael has to cut, and he does come out in the same position as he was in, but he's lost a little bit of ground to Silva there. But I think we gotta watch Ross here, because it looks like he's about to make the move for the lead. Ross on Ermin, going into the Wolf Champion chicane. They go side by side. Ross gets a little bit of oversteered when they get contact, and Ermin keeps that position.
He's let him through.
And that is a little bit surprising, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean
they were side by side, so they both had a right to be there, in my opinion. So I don't see.
I agree.
I would have kept the position if I were Ermin, but still, though, fair play to Ermin at least.
Yeah, brilliant sportsmanship. He might have just cost himself the race, though.
I don't think he's just might have. As you can see, Ross is pulling away as it is. However, we will stick with the fight for 3rd place, as Silva is brilliantly managing to keep everyone behind him, no matter how hard they push him at the moment. As we can see that Billy has gotten another penalty. Grayson, though, in that train, he should be the provisional P3 at the moment, I believe, without any penalties.
Yep. Well, I've been called, so I'm going to leave you for the last lap. Hopefully it's massive drama, so yes, well, good luck.
Thank you. As we can see that the drivers are going on to the final lap, and a big cut by Max Kemp in the Wall of Champions chicane there. But look at this though, Michael Marl right on the back of Silva here. Doesn't manage to get quite alongside, and he sticks behind. But look at Max Kemp as well, trying to push these two around the corner. As there is yellows, I'm not completely sure what those yellows were for. As Michael picks up another 3-second time penalty, but look at this, down the inside into this chicane, pressuring. As Max Kemp taps Michael in the back end, and that is Michael down into P10. And out of that, and as he retires, as he probably realizes with the amount of penalties he has, that there was no points on the table for him anymore. And now let's see then, down the long straight, we will jump on board with Ross Denholm as he is about to cross the line in a short few moments to take another win this season and catch a little up in a championship ahead of Ermin in second. Then we have Silva trying to keep everybody else behind him, but over the line he will cross third, but it will be Grayson in third, Silva in fourth, Billy in fifth, sixth William, seventh Tom Spicer, then Ivan in eighth, in ninth it was Max Kemp, then Tyler Thomas will go over the line in 10th place. Or no, he will not, because Luke will get that. And actually Jess will get that in the end, while Luke takes 11th, Tyler with 12th. Arvind will be the last driver to finish his race, as he will come towards the wall of champions chicane now. Fairly new to league racing, but 0 penalties at Canada. Gotta give a small clap for that, as he goes over the line to finish 13th today. As we can see that it's Ross Denholm who takes the win here today. Ahead of Ermin in second and Stephen Grayson in third. And let's see then, it is Ross Denholm from second on the grid to win the race today. Then Ermin with second from third on the grid, before we have Grayson starting 7th but moving all the way up to 3rd after getting no penalties. Then Silva in 4th, Billy Mossum in 5th, William Barnes in 6th, Tom Spicer with 7th, and also to mention Billy Mossum from 18th on the grid as well, so a strong race by him. Ivan in 8th after a difficult race today. Then Max Kemp in his debut to take 9th. Jessica Harrison with 1 point in 10th. Then we have Luke Baker with the fastest lap in 11th. Before we have Tyler Thomas in 12th. Arvind in 13th. Then Michael Marlowe, who retired at the end, in 14th. Then Craig Woolley and Matt Romano in 16th. Then Cameron Rowlands in 17th. And Chris Ryan both with DNFs. And we will see if we can get the top 3 drivers in for interviews. And Grayson. And we will see then Also, last shout out to Matt Romano then doing his 24-hour charity stream for breast cancer, going into his last 15 minutes of that stream, I believe. So I bet he will be looking forward to a long sleep after that. So make sure to check it out quickly, and if you haven't seen it yet. Hello. So we have second and first here.
Hello, Iwan Sebastian.
Okay, it doesn't look like we will have third place. We'll start with second place then, Ermin.
Yes, hello.
First of all, well, actually, let me see if I remember. No, you started third, so first of all, quali. Anything you could have done different there, or did it go as well as you hoped?
Yeah, I lost some time in sector 2, but I couldn't have beaten the full time. So nothing that major that I could have done.
Fair enough, fair enough. However, though, you don't collect the points in quali, and in the race, you had a fairly good start, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
You jumped up into second into turn 1. Did you
Yes.
not?
Yes, that's true.
And then, well, actually, talking about that, obviously you and Silva both opted to start on the soft tires. Both the Alpha Tauri started on the mediums. Like, were you completely sure about your strategy you would be doing this race, or?
Yeah, and I also think had the safety car not been there on lap something 25, I don't know, I was gaining by quite a lot on Ross, so I think if I mean I was starting on soft, the main thing that I need to do was clear Ross, so I had like some free air, and yeah.
Yeah, we did mention that that safety car was very unfortunate for you, as you were gonna have a little bit more wear on your tires, and you wouldn't have the gap you would have had. But nonetheless, though, you kept battling all the way until the end, until the wall of champion chicane, where, from my perspective on the stream, it looked like you didn't need to give the position back. However, fair play that you did, but what happened there exactly?
Yeah, the game told illegal overtake, give the position back. I feel like Sebastian at Canada 2019.
All right, I see.
Not the best feeling when you're side by side and then you have to go off track, and then the game says illegal overtake. I mean,
I can understand that one. Very unlucky with that in that case, but nonetheless, though, during the race, you didn't seem like you had much trouble. It seemed like it was going fairly straightforward for you during most of the race, being either in the lead or by yourself at least. Like, what was the hardest thing for you today?
Well, lap 12, I got wing damage out of the first chicane, and I was running with wing damage until like lap 23, and then I changed my wing. So yeah, but
so the race wasn't the race wasn't without difficulties. In other words, then, Because we saw that you changed your wing. Alright, then never noticed that you picked up the damage, so still well done though. But nonetheless, P2 in the end is a very strong result and another good result for the Racing Point team, as I don't believe we have updated standings right now, so I'm not completely sure how you guys are in the constructors.
Yeah, Matt is on his 24-hour stream.
Oh, I am well aware.
Wanting to sleep, I think.
I would believe so now. You were in fourth at least before Brazil.
Yeah,
I'm
Brazil
not
ID and F.
completely sure.
So.
Well, in that case, you might have lost some ground to the McLarens, but with today's strong result, do you think that third place in the constructors is still doable?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what tracks are there? Monza and Bahrain.
Yes.
That's definitely doable then. Yeah.
And talking about next tracks, Monza, how is that for you?
I like the track, but I know who's winning. Matt's winning. Matt's definitely winning. Yeah.
Late safety car, penalties.
Racing Point getting the constructors here in the last two races.
Bold predictions there, I see.
Yeah.
And the hope for yourself in Monza then?
Well, I'm always hoping for top 5, and on some tracks where I know I'm really fast, I'm hoping for the podium. Yeah.
Fair enough. I do believe you should have taken a commanding lead ahead of 6th in the championship now, so 5th goal for the season in the end, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with everything. I mean, I'm happy with this 2nd place, but I'm also sad that I knew I could have won, definitely. But, yeah. It's the 2nd time in a week that a safety car comes out at the wrong time in Canada.
I know the feeling. Nonetheless, though, P2 today, great result there. Congratulations on that, and that would be your 4th podium of the season as well. And good luck for next week.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And we will go over to Ross then.
Hello.
So, first of all, Quali starting P2, so can't imagine it went that badly. However, Silva did manage to pull out a stunner overlap at the end there, though. Did you think you could beat that, or?
No. I was running a really low downforce setup, which wouldn't really do well in the wet. So I was just focusing on getting front row in quali, but nowhere.
Fair enough. However, going into the race, then you and your teammate both decided to start on the medium tires, and well, fair to say that you were at a bit of a disadvantage at the start, especially into turn 1, as you got jumped by Ermin. How can I forget?
Yeah.
So at that point, were you sure about that strategy, or did you ever have any doubts about it?
I had no doubt. I knew I would get maybe jumped by a few people off the start. I kind of got squeezed by Ermin before turn 1, so I lost a few positions. But then I gained them back, and I knew later into the medium stage I would catch back up. So I didn't have any doubts that it wouldn't work.
Fair enough. During the race, I can't remember if you had that many battles. I know you caught up to Silva at some point, but if I remember correctly, you managed to get past him fairly easily, I believe. Mm-hmm. Any comments on the battle with the Ferrari, or?
It was a good battle, but it was kind of affecting me because I really wanted to catch up to Ermin as quick as I can. But it was a good battle. It's the first time I've battled with him the whole season, to be honest. But yeah, it was actually a good battle, to be honest.
Fair enough. And about your teammate though, like he looked at the beginning of the race like he was in that like fight for the top positions. He was in fourth behind you most of the time, but he had one moment in the Wall of Champions there, and I don't know if you guys were talking during the race. So,
We were.
any insight on what the mood was like then?
So he just made a mistake. He got a penalty and touched the inside curb, but I just told him to keep going, pretty much, because I said no more mistakes. You could probably still get at least a fourth or even a podium if you pushed it. So I told him don't give up, to be honest. You'll get a good result, but obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, he was a bit down, but I told him just to keep going.
Fair enough. Nonetheless, moving towards the closing stages of the race, you got the safety car at a pretty convenient time for you, as obviously Ermin had done his last pit stop, but you and who was the other one? Silva, both got to pit during that safety car, both got to have slightly fresher tires than Ermin. Like, how during that last stint, knowing that Ermin had a little bit worse tires than yourself, like, what was your thoughts?
If in doubt, flat out, I wanted the win, as you could see, so badly. Because I pretty much, I knew Ermin had the older tyres, because he pit really early. Like lap 23? Is he?
He had 2 lap older tires than you.
Yeah, so lap 22 then, because I went on lap 24. So, no, lap 23, I went 25. I need to remember, yeah. Yeah, I pretty much saw that he had older tyres. I kind of saved mine in the safety car. I think I had about 2% on mine, or like 3%, coming on the restart. So I didn't really use mine as much on the safety car until late at the end, just to warm them up a bit. So I knew near the end of the race I've got him because of the tyre thing. And then that VSC came out, so I was like, But then yeah, the last 2 laps helped.
Saying that you knew you had him though, I did notice something, and it was that, like, out of the hairpin, you kind of struggled to get a good enough exit to pass him without using a lot of ERS. Was that a weak point for you today, or was he just strung out of the hairpin?
I'm running no traction, if people didn't know, for now. But obviously, traction zones for me are a little bit cautious at the moment. So that corner, I was taking it cautious the whole race. So I was losing a lot of time every time down there. Pretty much every slow speed corner, like turn 3, and then the hairpin as well. It pretty much affected me, but yeah, I didn't really want to use my ERS until like the last 3 laps, so I could get him. But yeah.
Fair enough. Your insight on the Wall of Champions incident between you and Ermin then?
Obviously, it's a weird place to pass, but I'm alongside. I have to go for it. It's the game glitch said he had illegal. I just lost the back end. Just got a little tap from him. I'm really lucky I didn't get damaged, but it's just a game glitch. It's a racing incident. We just both tapped each other. So it's a racing incident, to be honest.
Unlucky for Ermin, in your opinion, then?
Yeah, it's slightly unlucky for him. Because I felt like if that didn't happen, he would have won. I don't think I would have got him.
Well, I'm not gonna lie and sugarcoat it, but I do also think he would have won if he didn't get that one. I do also. I think if he didn't let you move, I think he might have been able to remove that penalty, but that's too late now. And going into next week, we're heading to Monza. And obviously today you caught a lot of points on Ivan. So the championship is still on. But how do you feel about Monza then?
Not good. Every time I've DNF'd, season 7, didn't even make a turn. He didn't even make it to turn 1. Season 8, I spun myself on, I think, lap 4. And then did we do it season? No, we didn't do it season 9. So I have a very bad track record on there in IRL, but I like the circuit. If I can get it right, I like it. If I don't get it right, me no like it. So if I can get it right, I want to win. I know that sounds a bit egotistical. I want to win, but I know Ivan's gonna win. He loves Italy, so I'm just hoping for a second, to be honest.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, congratulations with today's win. I believe that was your third win of the season, yeah? Was it? Yeah, third win, yeah. And good luck for next week in Monza.
Good luck to you too as well, Sandra.
Thank you. I will need it. And with that, this has been PSL. Not oh my god. Now we're mocking it up here. I have those comes later, you know. But this has been IRL F3 round 10 around Canada. In the end, won by Ross Denholm, just ahead of Ermin and Stephen Grayson. Make sure to check it out, as well as checking out the F2 race. I do not know how that ended up, but with that, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you again. Good night.